Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes. Doing a little bit of a catch-up review, which I'm not going to tell you the exact number of episodes because I would like the title to be right and me not to sound like an idiot. But anyway, yes, so doing a little bit of a catch-up review of sorts for Ohsama Sentai KingOhger. Like I said, I had taken a little break from doing the episode reviews week to week. And I might honestly continue that and do it in little chunks going forward, just because it's been easier to be able to like only have to worry really about the Geats reviews. And then this week will be different because I'm going to review Ultraman Blazar Episode 1, Shin Ultraman, and then clearly Geats as well for this week. But anyway, KingOhger has continued on its journey of being absolutely incredible, honestly. I've really enjoyed the direction they've taken it in terms of filling out the team and just, doing a lot of really good character, moments here and there. The bigger thing we find out within this chunk of episodes since last time I was reviewing is that Dabowski has a sister, Suzume, and that part of the deal with him getting control of Tofu was getting help from Rockley's to do it, but in doing so had to strike a deal and basically give up his sister as like payment, sort of. And so she, at least from what we can see, acts as though, oh, I am just so head over heels in love with Rockley's, isn't he great, blah blah blah. But then we eventually see that that's all an act, that she's just as manipulating and deceitful and willing to like play both sides as much as her brother is, which I thought was really cool, because I was really like kind of mad that it was just going to be like yet again another female Sentai character that's just really one note and does the same thing that a fair amount of them do. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. So that was cool. I like that whole aesthetic, and that he wants to help get her out of there, and that she isn't like 100% sure, only because she's still trying to like play the game a little bit, right? So that part I really, really enjoy. We've also gotten a lot more on Jeremy. He's had a lot more focus episodes between himself and the rest of the team members. Really filling out his character, helping him to understand the other team members, and just making him an all-around deeper part of the team and better part of the team. I think he still most likely has the, air about him that he wants to be the king of all kings type of thing. But in general, he's become a more fleshed out character, which I really enjoy, and I think that that's a good thing. I think they're doing wonders with that, honestly. Gira has gotten some pretty good moments as well. There was a moment recently, I can't remember which episode it was, last episode or a couple episodes ago, where Yanma was on the ropes, kind of getting his ass beat a little bit, and Gira steps in to help him, and eventually reveals himself to Rockley's that he is alive. And speaking of Rockley's, we also get the idea now that Rockley's is deciding to work alongside the Bugnarok, essentially, to go after their, to work together towards their shared enemy of Gira. Which I think is really interesting, and it just makes sense for Rockley's in general, for him to, do whatever he can to stamp out any kind of, competitor, if you will. And it shows how far he will sink to do so, and I think that's really good. Again, people can say all day long that they hate him. The reason you hate him is because he's well written. It'd be different if he wasn't well written and you still hated him, but because you hate him, that you hate him because he's well written. You can try and act like you don't, but he's a well written villain. It's unfortunate that he has, a ranger form and all of that, so like that sucks. But at the same time, it's also pretty badass that we have a decently strong, evil ranger, if you will, Bangai hero, whatever you want to call it, extra hero. So that's all been really, really good. Again, a lot of really good character moments between these different episodes, different, character duos doing certain things and stuff like that. Different little like tidbits of information coming about. And just in general, lots of like theories. That's one thing I want to talk about too, is how much the community has really, or like the Toku community, whatever, has really like jumped headfirst into like theory crafting with this season. I think they've been doing a really good job with that, trying to come up with really good theories in terms of how things work within the world. And what's fun with that too is pretty much every episode we're getting really big lore drops of how things work, how things were back in the day, how things are now, and how things have been set up. And even though Jeremy himself has like kind of filled in a lot of gaps, being the storyteller, the prophecy maker, what have you. There's still certain things even he doesn't understand, which is some of my favorite moments in the show, when he's dumbfounded and when Jeremy is caught off guard. That's when you know shit's getting real. When he doesn't understand why something has happened or why something is like taking place the way that it is, outside of his prophecies that he's foretold. That's when you know shit's getting real. As far as him, we have gotten not only his Shoe God debut, God Tarantula, but also Tarantula Knight, or Knight Tarantula, whatever it's called, his mecha combination. We've also gotten the Extreme KingOhger combination. The first time they do it, basically it's Jeremy holding it together with the spider webs, and then eventually they actually get it to come together with full-on teamwork and all of that. We also got the debut of the power-up, the King Kuwagata and King Kuwagata Ohger power-up. And honestly, I like it. I think it looks... Honestly, I don't know how I feel. I think it looks decent on Gira. I think Gira, like with the Kuwagata Ohger suit, but it looks fucking snazzy on Kuwagata Ohger as well. So Broccoli's and Gira both be looking mighty drippy with it on, I gotta say. But that's been really cool. I like the debut of it with the little, like the device for it being like a crown, that they put on. And the little like lance weapon they use, I think, is really cool. Interesting that to note that the crown has like a jewel for basically the color of each team member on it. So I wish it was kind of like a shared team power up, honestly. A la the lion fire, whatever the hell thing from Ninja or something like that. But I still enjoy the power up. I think it's really cool. I like that it was pretty much thanks to Dabowski that he snapped it out of the mecha, got it out of there, and got it to Gira. And it's interesting to know also that Gira and Rockley's can both use it, because they're technically both of royal blood. Technically both could be king, officially king. Really, Rockley shouldn't be king because, Gira is alive. But yeah, so like I said, it's been really interesting. I really like the power-up overall. I do wish it had like an associated mecha thing of some kind, although I do think we're leading up to the castle, the Shugadam castle being something, being some kind of a mecha situation. So I'm guessing that's where we'll eventually go with that, is that being, kind of the pathway for that. But yeah, I really do like it. And also that episode was the first time we got a normal green screen transformation, like, change, morph, if you will. Usually with KingOhger so far, it's been transform in real time with no backdrop. Well, there is a backdrop, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not like when, like, Don Brothers, Avatar change, and then it does a little sequence behind them with the, the waves and whatever. For KingOhger so far, it's just been, their little shoe god coming around and smacking their crystal and then transforming them. This is, of course, an on-the-go review, as you can tell I'm driving. So that was really cool. We got to get that a little bit, him not only transforming in just his normal, Kuwagata Ohger transformation, being a, normal, like, standard Sentai transformation, but also, excuse me, also the whole power up, getting it as well. So that was really cool. Really good first fight with that and everything. I don't necessarily agree with people that think that he didn't earn it at all. I think that's ridiculous, and people need to calm down a little bit. Like, I do think that he definitely earned it. It probably could have been, pushed up a few more episodes, just because, unfortunately, at this point, this is one of the few negatives I have. I don't feel like Gira's really had that, I'm that guy moment. The rest of the team has. We've gotten really good character moments with pretty much everyone else on the team. But Gira has not really had, in my opinion, a lot of moments that are just him. There's been a lot of moments where he's supporting other team members, but he hasn't really had that moment for me that cinched it for him to be like the leader and for him to be, his own personal, like, badass, Sentai member moment, So I don't dislike Gira as a result, but I do think that they could have pushed up the debut of this power-up just a little bit and had him kind of earn it a little bit more. But yeah, so I really like that overall. And I really, like I said, I really like Extreme KingOhger. That's really cool. It's the normal, full KingOhger with all the, the 3 bigger shoe gods. Plus, God Tarantula, Tarantula Knight being a part of it as well. It's a clusterfuck of a mecha, but it's cool. I like it. It's not, honestly, I say it's a clusterfuck, but it's not nearly as much of a clusterfuck as pretty much all of the Shinkenger combinations, or the Ninja ones. But yeah, overall, I've been really enjoying the show. I have been watching it. Just because I haven't been reviewing it does not mean, like I said, that I wasn't going to be watching the show. I just wanted to kind of take a break a little bit with reviewing it, just because I wanted to kind of shift my focus to other things for content. So yeah, but overall, I've been really enjoying it. These last episodes that I've kind of not reviewed sequentially after last time I reviewed. And like I said, I'm not going to say the exact number because I got to look into that, make sure the title is right. So the title up there will say the right amount of episodes and which ones I'm talking about specifically. But yeah, so overall, I've been really enjoying my time with it. I think KingOhger is definitely a really, really good Sentai. I don't right now feel that it has even come close to reaching the heights of Don Brothers and some of the other Reiwa Sentai so far. But I do think it's good. I've also really enjoyed that we've been getting a lot less of that goofy filter they usually put on things, that weird orangey, weird cinematic-y filter, and we've been getting a lot more of like actually outside with physical sets type scenes and fight scenes. That's been cool. I'm liking that. I like that there's like I hope that they continue to be out to do a mix of the new age things they're doing with like the green screen stuff and the LED screens and whatever, alongside some of the things that are tried and true traditions of Sentai that are what set it apart from other types of media and from other types of series and shows and franchises. But overall, I've been really enjoying it. Like I said, I don't 100% think that they could have paced out Gira's like Gira getting the crown for the debut, thing of the power up, for KingOhger / KingOhger. But I do really enjoy what they're going for with it. I just think that the pacing could have been a little bit better. But yeah, and then as far as I know, the next episode with the episode preview and everything, he is supposed to be having another duel with Rockley's. Kind of bothers me that he needs the KingOhger power up to even stand toe to toe with Rockley's. I wish it would just be them in their base forms going up against each other, basically to see who wins the crown. But I don't hate it just because I like the power up. It does look good on Gira. I just think it looks a little better on the KingOhger suit being silver, kind of breaking up the color a little bit. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it so far. I really have. It's been a treat having it alongside Gates these past few weeks, reviewing, talking about it and everything, and watching the episodes. But let me know in the comments below how you guys have been feeling so far about KingOhger up to this point. I'm loving it, hating it in the middle, favorite moments, things about these last few episodes you've enjoyed. What'd you think about the Extreme KingOhger debut, the King Kuagat / KingOhger power up debut? Let me know. I love to hear the conversations about it. As far as content, I did put up a review recently for the Ultraman Z English dub. I finally watched Ultraman Z through the English dub they just put out recently. Finished that up and did a review of the whole series right there, so you guys can check that out. I'll probably try and put a link in the description, or you can just go to the channel and find it easily. This is the first time joining or watching any of my content. Hey, I am Sergeant Hooked on Heroes. I talk about all things Tokusatsu and Marvel and Star Wars and Digimon related too. But trying to do more content of that kind instead of just the Tokusatsu stuff. But yes, there's that one up. The Ultraman Z review. Clearly, Geets are pretty much up to date. I got to do one for this week's episode. Also, look out for this week, like I said at the beginning of this review, Ultraman Blazar Episode 1 review recap, and also Shin Ultraman. I should be getting my copy on Wednesday. I'm going to try and watch that and do a bit of a review for that for you guys as well. But until next time, you guys stay hooked on them heroes. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.